lovely friends, welcome or welcome back to Tarot AF. So today I have another pick a card reading for you all on what do they think of you. I'm going to leave this one super open as to who the person is and your relationship to them. It could be romantic, it could be crush, it could be familial, it could be friends, whatever the relationship is. When I'm shuffling your cards, please do hold that person in mind. So I'm going to read for all the energies that I see within the reading, and it's totally cool as well if you're drawn to multiple stones. Spirit might have people that you weren't even thinking about come up and come through for you, so just keep an open mind in that sense as well. So speaking of piles, if you've never been to a pick a card reading before, hello and welcome. We have 4 piles ready and waiting. So we have pile 1 with the green Affirmator star crystal here. We have pile 2 with the moonstone heart. We have pile 3 with the rose quartz elephant, and we also have pile 4 with the pyrite. So what you can do, you can take a minute, you can pause the video, you can see which one is drawing your eye, and like I said, if there's multiple, that's absolutely fine too. What you can do is I will post the timestamps in the information box and also the comment section, so you can skip ahead there to your reading. I will see you then, guys. Bye. Hello, my glorious friends of pile 1. So if you picked the green Affirmator star, then this reading is going to be for you. So I've already got your oracle cards ready, and what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle your tarot on camera. So we'll give it a really good old shuffle. And like I said in the intro, I'm not going to specify what kind of relationship this is. That is up to you. So hold that person in your mind whilst I'm shuffling, whether that be family, friend, romantic partner, colleague, whoever it is, just hold them there. So Spirit, for pile 1. What do they think of them? Do you want to be up or down? Up. Keeps landing on all the crystals. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles. We have got the 4 of Pentacles. We have got the 5 of Pentacles. We have got the King of Swords. And we've also got the 9 of Cups there. And on the back, we've also got the Knight of Swords. Okay. This is very interesting energy to start us off. Okay, and then we have got, in terms of oracle cards, we have got the Trickster. This is in its light attribute, so transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. We've also got Ghost. We have got second chakra, Archangel Ariel. We have got Spider. And we've also got letter. You may be receiving a message of importance, information, news, disclosure. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is signs in this reading. And signs, you know, as in zodiac signs. And, you know, if they do fit in with you, brilliant. If they don't, that's okay. It's much more about the energy. So in terms of Spider, we've got earth energy, and we've got a lot of earth here as well. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And we've also got the King of Swords, so Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra for air signs. So I'll go into what more about the energy now, but if they are in your chart or this person's chart, that may be a wonderful confirmation for you. If not, no problem at all. I really think this person, I feel like there might have been a door closed at some point, or maybe it's like maybe you keep this person at a kind of arm's length for whatever reason it is. Maybe mentally you've got things that you're working on in the background, or you've got things that you're holding on tightly to that you're not ready to share. I feel like there is this, with this 10 of Pentacles, this kind of home with each other. I think there's kind of maybe this wealth. I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe a work situation. So maybe you know this person from work, or it could be family matters with the 10 of Pentacles as well. There is this kind of familiarity that you guys have been and maybe done a lot and seen each other through a lot of things as well. But I feel like maybe one facet of the relationship maybe ended and it moved into a new phase potentially, or with this ghost, maybe there were things that took you away from that. And sometimes when you guys get together, it's like coming back home to one another, that it feels like no time has passed at all. You have those friends that happens with, like, you don't speak for ages, and then you have one phone call or one meeting, and it's like you're right back where you were before, no matter what age you are, no matter what you've been, no matter what you've done. And I feel like maybe that's what kind of feels like it goes on here as well. But I think this person, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you are an air sign, and maybe Aquarius is what I'm hearing for maybe a lot of you. We are in Aquarius season at the moment, but there's this kind of, with this trickster, this transcending convention. And I think with this King of Swords here, I feel like you have maybe a different perspective of things than others, or you really throw and shine a light on ideas. And maybe there's this kind of coldness potentially, or certainly assertiveness around you, that your ideas are sharp, the way that you see things are, and maybe that makes them feel like they're under the microscope a little bit, or maybe it makes them feel like they don't know how they're gonna get you, as it were. I feel like every single time they see you, there's this information that they receive, or you give only so much. Like, you, I feel like, are the one that maybe holds the cards in this relationship, as it were. I'm really sorry, pardon the pun, but it feels like you keep your cards close to your chest, and maybe that's because whatever facet of this relationship was before, maybe when it evolved, it felt like maybe you were at a loss from it potentially, or maybe they closed the door on you or something, or maybe you felt you were out in the cold. And so when rebuilding this, you almost don't want to give too much of yourself potentially, or it may not even be that. It may just be that maybe outside of this relationship, in similar settings, you've I feel like maybe you've been working on things in the background and you're maybe not ready to share. So you only give like a certain amount of information, but they can almost see that you're like this spider weaving this massive web, that you've got like your fingers in all of these pies, and it's almost like you're everywhere. But there's also this spidey sense, like maybe you have this knowing when they need you or when they need to talk to you. And there's this great creativity as well about you that they see through this second chakra, the Archangel Ariel. It feels like there's this layer of like intimacy, and I feel like when you see them, it's like you're almost on a soul level talking to them. Like you can go really, really deep really quickly, but then it's like you're off again like a shot with this Knight of Swords. I think you have a really kind of maybe great wit, but you're not afraid to speak your truth. And I think that's the thing, like your words maybe are quite cutting, but maybe your arguments are as well. And I think you're very articulate and able to navigate through any situation like that. But maybe sometimes like you're like a bulldozer a bit, like in terms of maybe your energy within their life. Like they get you, it's like a zap of energy, you're there, and it like really blows out the cobwebs is what I'm hearing, because we've got this like transcending stuffiness and this spider here. So I feel like you are able to really like, I think you are really stimulating to be around. I think you open up people's creativity and their hearts, and you're able to really get the truth out of people, get their honesty. And maybe without even sharing that much. So it feels like, were you even there at all? Because maybe they just feel like they are able to open up as well. Like I feel like if you ask questions, it's so direct maybe. But I think whenever they receive like information or news of you, I think they're almost not surprised maybe at the things that you're doing, the things that you're creating, because I feel like you're with that fingers in all those different pies. Like it's almost like whatever pile one's gonna set their mind to, they've got the vision, they're going to transcend it. But I think there is this maybe slightly reserved energy from you maybe towards this person, and maybe this person feels like they're they're left out of it sometimes, like with this Five of Pentacles. Maybe the key's always there, like your door is always open, but whether they feel like maybe they want to disturb you or approach you in that way is maybe another thing. But there's also this owl here, so I feel like there's this great wisdom around you, like wise beyond your years sort of energy, or maybe you've just always had that kind of maturity, and I think you're very level-headed, and there might even be this sense that people could view you, if they didn't know you, as quite judgmental. And I feel like this person sees past that facade and sees that it's actually just your mind working, like the gears crunching, as it were. And I think with this Nine of Cups card, I think there is this kind of, like I said, emotional, when you guys are together, it's like no time passes at all. And I feel like they almost know that emotionally, like they can lay themselves bare, as it were. It's almost like you're their therapy friend in a way, or like a therapy person, as it were. But I think it's just because there's that trust in another person who is able to take emotions and see beyond that as well, like can be level-headed in that way, can feel all these feelings obviously, but is able to kind of filter them out where necessary and see things from different perspectives and different avenues, like make those leaps and bounds and really find clarity where there is fog for people potentially. So I feel like there is this certainly emotional maturity, but it's almost like, I think whatever you wish for, they almost think comes true, because you're not afraid to put in that hard work, that tenacity, in able to see the bigger picture and where you're going. But maybe they do feel that you're a bit quiet on them at the moment, and maybe that's because you've cut off the energy and you've decided to cut off the energy, or potentially you're healing from something that happened within the relationship that you're not ready to transcend yet. With this Five of Pentacles, there might have been like I said, a closed door in some way, and maybe there's just the physical need to be around each other. Maybe you still talk, but you actually haven't had that person-to-person contact yet. There's almost that wanting and feeling like you're left out in the cold, but maybe there are those opportunities, but maybe people just aren't taking them, aren't ready to receive that energy back and forth yet. For some people, that may not be for everybody. But like I said, there's this runner, and also I feel like hunter as well. So maybe it's like, I'm hearing happy hunting. So maybe it's like you're off hunting for something, for an idea, or to create something that you're doing. And we've got this motorbike, and I heard the word danger, and I don't know why, but maybe whatever you're seeking is something that they maybe potentially don't understand, as maybe out of their comfort zone, and maybe out of a lot of people's comfort zones, but you see it for yourself. You maybe feel like it's your life's drama. With this spider card, it's all about that, and it's being able to create your own web of support financially, but also spiritually, putting in that hard work, seeing the bigger picture, and knowing steady work is going to get you that result, even if other people can't see that, and even if you can't see them at that moment in time. Like the abundance is going to follow that, and maybe follow you. So whatever you're going after, I think you're not afraid to be quite bullish in that way. And I think maybe it's quite creative, maybe it's very out the box with this trickster, because when I think of trickster as well, I don't think of, you know, Rumpelstiltskin getting people to sign over their whatever. And I'm just thinking Shrek 4 basically. Or is it Shrek 3? No, I'm pretty sure it's Shrek 4. Anyway, sorry. Tangent. But I feel like it's more, I'm thinking like fools in Shakespeare's. So like in King Lear, like the fool is called the fool, but is actually the kind of smartest and wittiest character, and actually holds the most wisdom, and says a lot of the like can see the leaps and bounds of what's going to happen, and almost predict that before other people can. And I feel like you're able to almost see the predictable behavior and patterns of others, and maybe you even say things like, you should change this, you should do that, from advice from your own, but also because you just want to help people in that way. You want to be able to give advice and give your way of thinking, because it is established. Like, I feel like you have that clarity of mind, that mental clarity, but maybe other people are quite resistant to that, so maybe shut you down or don't understand the way that you say it, maybe the way that it's packaged. So I just heard as well, Deliver Us, which is a song from Prince of Egypt, the musical, like, deliver us to the promised land. And I feel like maybe there's this feeling for you, and maybe this is why you ghost, that you can bring a horse to water but you can't make it drink. So maybe within this relationship, you feel like you're the one trying to bring people, or maybe this is just your energy, and maybe this person can even see that you are constantly trying to help people into better understanding, maybe of themselves or maybe of their path, and trying to help them along in that way. But whether other people actually take the advice, and whether this person actually takes this advice, maybe they didn't at one point and they have started to now, is another thing. But I feel like with this second chakra, I feel like your creativity is almost boundless, and also, again, your emotional maturity too. But I think there's this self-expression that you have, I think, which other people are drawn to. The way that you do things, I think, is different to other people, and maybe you don't disclose that as much, or you only allow people to see a certain amount, maybe because you've been burned in the past, like I've already said, or maybe you're just afraid that other people won't understand. But I think you're one that is like, I'm going to back myself 110%, no matter what other people are thinking. And with that level of intimacy for yourself and that affection for yourself, that's only going to come back towards you. So even if there's some things where, you know, I'm saying all these things like horse coming to the water, can't make it drink, or them feeling cold and stuff, that might just be to do with your power that you've cultivated for yourself, like your freedom of thinking, and you freeing yourself of potentially the shackles of convention, of what people think you should do and say and be. And actually, you just know that if you are aligned with your emotional path and also your spiritual path, and mentally you are all there, and you hold on to that vision, that's going to lend you results. Because I feel like you've got to that moment where you've learned that enough within yourself, and I feel like you've actually created a lot of wealth and abundance for yourself. So I think people are almost intimidated potentially by that too, and maybe this person is. And it's okay that you go and seek things, go and seek the thrill of where your word's going to take you. I don't feel like you would say that you're going to do something and not do it. I think there's always that follow through, and that can, like I said, intimidate people. And I think Spirit is saying, no matter what this person thinks of you, or what other people, what their impression of you might be, like, I know I said before, like, okay, maybe in exterior, if they don't know you, or maybe people meet you at first, there might be that coldness or that assertiveness. That's absolutely fine, because you're actually, I actually feel like you're not. I think maybe you're misunderstood in some ways. I feel like you are sociable. You do try and engage with people, but you engage with people in a different way, because there's this kind of maturity there. You're not, I feel like you're not into surface level stuff, and that's okay. It's okay not to want to direct your energy to that. I feel like when you talk to people, you go really deep and really in, and that's okay, because it's almost like you want to know what their wishes and their hopes and their dreams are first, so that you can really get to know who that person is, which is why I said that kind of thing about like that therapy friend. So I wouldn't be like surprised if you're almost like a counselor, or certainly take on like an advisor role in some part of your life, or have always just been known as that person that people can go to advice for. And like I said before, I think I said this, if not I thought it, there's that spidey senses sort of thing, I think, with this spider. Like, I think you know when people need you, or like how you can help people, and almost thread it all together. Like, maybe you've got this web of connections, as it were. So if someone needs help, you're like, oh, I know this person and this person and this person, and you can kind of connect all these dots for others. So I feel like there is definitely this power here, and I think this power of self, and I think, yeah, just great integrity here. So I want to get you some affirmators, some kind of, whether this is love, or I feel like it might not be, or it may have been, like I said, in a facet of it before, but just in general relationships, these are for. So it may just be if you want to build a better relationship with this person, or how to navigate a situation that might be going on. Maybe if there is this kind of coldness at the moment, or maybe there's this kind of closed door between you both, and there's this history but you're not sure how to navigate it. These might help in some way. And I feel like maybe for some people there is that kind of reaching out, that letter. Maybe they've even sent you a long text and you're not sure how to approach it, or you feel like maybe you've written it in your notes app. I mean, I do that all the time. But like, you've written it out of like what you might want to say. So these might just help you if you're in a situation like that. So Spirit, what is it? What messages do you have for pile 1? Okay, awesome. So, I'm going to go the order that they fell out in. So we've got boundaries. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes, if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. So I feel like that is a really important one for you, as I said, therapy friend before, but also this, if, you know, you speaking truthfully and openly and honestly is a brilliant thing. And I think if anyone is putting their fears and anxieties maybe about what it is that you're doing, or the leaps and bounds, there's this need to put up those boundaries, and almost, it's not putting yourself in a bubble wrap, as it were, but it's putting yourself in an almost protective bubble. It doesn't mean that energy can't come in, but it means that you close off energy that doesn't actually serve you and it isn't useful to you at that moment in time. And it's allowing people to do that. It's not compromising on your values or their values. It's just saying what you will and won't accept, like what news you're there for and what you're not. And like I said, it can change depending on the relationship. It can change upon the day. Like, it doesn't matter in that way. But it's okay to take your personal space and take your time to see and evaluate and do the things that you need to do as well, especially if you're doing that planning and stuff. We've also got benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. So I feel like there is with this ghost card and maybe this coming together again, I feel like there's this need to read the energy when you are with that person, because people can change just as you change. And if, you know, you were the one potentially in the wrong or that kind of thing, and you've changed your behavior, you've learned from it, you've taken on those points or whatever, you would want people to recognize that by just being you, and you wouldn't want to be judged on your previous behavior, as it were. So in the same way that you have changed, expect other people to. So read the energy when they are with you. If they haven't changed, that will show. Like, words and words and thoughts, they can all lie, their energy doesn't. So if their energy actually hasn't changed, you'll be able to see that. And it's so funny, I knocked that with this Eight of Pentacles at the bottom. Like, the work that they put in will show if they have put that work in, if they have emotionally got their ducks in a row. Because if you have been doing that work, if you have been getting your stuff together and you are focused on that, on your life's drama as it were, then it's really painfully obvious when other people haven't done that, and when they haven't been authentic, or whether they're not willing to put in those changes. And they can only do that for themselves, like that horse coming to water and drinking. They can only take on the advice or take on the lessons that the universe throw at them in the way that you have. Reliability. I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. This applies to all commitments, even the ones that may have seemed small and insignificant to a less reliable me. From now on, flaking is just for dandruff commercials and cereal factories. So I feel like I said this already with this, and it's so funny, we've got this timer and running, and then also this running. Like, I remember saying, if you're directing your thoughts somewhere and you say you're going to do something, you will follow through and you will do it. And I feel like you can rely on yourself to do that. Like, you are reliable, and nothing should stop you from doing that. No fear and anxiety of other people, because a lot of time when we have those words or thoughts that circulate around us, those thoughts are maybe potentially put there by other people, by other people's fear and anxiety that they're projecting onto us. And actually, you know yourself, you know what you are capable of, or what you can see yourself and stretching yourself to do. You can see what's in your remit, and don't think back to where you were, because maybe this person knows a facet of who you were as opposed to who you are now. Like, you're not a flake. You're going to follow through and you're going to see what it is, and also what you're emotionally connected to and what makes you light up. So I feel like if there is that feeling that maybe this person doesn't understand, or people around you maybe don't understand, take the cue for yourself. Take that time to rest and collect your thoughts, and just make sure that every decision that you're making is for you in that way, and not based on what other people think or want you or expect you to do. Because I feel like you have transcended convention with this trickster for a reason, and the predictable, and that can unnerve people, but that's okay, because you've grown into that, and it's because people knew you for something and now you're different. But you've just got to keep speaking your truth and keep aligning your behavior with what it is that you want to be doing. And other people will come along for the ride. They will understand it if they are willing to understand it. But don't compromise on your work. You're working for something and you're putting those hours in because you know that and trust that it's going to get you to where you want to go, to that stability and that maybe anchoring that you long for. And like I said, people will catch up for the ride. So my glorious friends of pile one, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I really hope it resonated with you. If you'd like to see me again, I'd love to see you there. Please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, sending all the love. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile two. So if you picked the Moonstone Heart, then this reading is going to be for you. So firstly, let's shuffle your camera on screen. Let's shuffle your tarot on screen. I don't know what I'm saying. Camera on screen. Let's shuffle your tarot on camera and get into this. So whilst I'm shuffling, please hold that person in your mind. And like I said, I'm not kind of attaching who this person may be to you onto this video. It's completely up to you who you pick. So I'm going to read for everything that I see. So Spirit, for pile two, what does this person think of pile two? So we have got the Fool. Ooh. We have got the Ace of Cups. What does this person think of pile two? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've also got the 10 of Pentacles. And on the back, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Great. So we've got a lot of earth and water already here. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And then we've also got water placements, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. You don't have to have those in your chart. They may be a brilliant confirmation. This person might have them. Don't worry if not. Energy is at play. We also have child, nature, friendships with animals, communication with nature, spirits. We have strength. We have man holding a coin. We have lion. And we also have sprout. New opportunities will be revealed to you, beginnings, growth, and potential. So we've also got fire energy within the lion. So Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I realise that's a lot of signs. So don't worry if your sign's not there or you feel like there's so much that it's not much of a confirmation for you. You may have all of those placements or you may have none at all, or your person might as well. But I feel like with lion, firstly, this is the energy that I really want to claw onto, pardon the pun, first. So I think with this lion, this is all about this energy of self-mastery and discovery, but also this this ability to really be within yourself and go through that transformation and spiritual growth. So I feel like right next to sprout as well, it feels like this person has always been able to see the potential to where you've maybe leveled up, or maybe some people even call it you'll glow up, or maybe that's how you refer to it. Maybe you hate that. And you're like, no, I'm just being more like me. I'm just being more authentic to me. And people, not everyone may understand this and how you've got to become this brilliant creature. This is heavy Leo energy, especially with the strength card, so maybe it's just Leo as opposed to Sagittarius and Aries too. But I feel like all of these kind of characters in this are looking off towards something, and the one that's looking forward is this man holding a coin. So I feel like this person, no matter where you've been looking within yourself or reassessing your goals, your ambitions, maybe even completely choosing a new path, this person has always been seeing you for you. And I think with these two people looking at each other as well, I'm hearing from spirit, it's like that thin, that thread, that invisible thread between you two, that tether, that no matter what changes you're going through, and we've even got this thread here as well, it's teamwork. It's teamwork together to conquer any mountain. But a lot of this self-mastery and this coming into almost this regalness of the lion has been your own work. It's been through this self-discovery of assessing your needs and actually saying, what is it that I want? And it's not, there's not greed in that. It's just taking the time to be with yourself, to find and trust the path that is in front of you. And maybe that feels like a new spiritual path that you've been on. Maybe it's opening yourself up to spirit and the universe, or maybe it's like a complete career change. Whatever it is, it feels like something has been calling you to go for something new emotionally. And I think this person sees how courageous that is, how much strength you had. And I think there's this pillar as well. Like, I think you're this pillar of strength to them. And I'm hearing icon, but like there's this gravitational pull to you, but also I think just this respect that other people may be quite intimidated by the changes, the fierceness that you've gone through, but this person isn't. They respect where you've come to and where you've landed. And I think it's been like a privilege. I'm hearing it's a privilege for them to have been able to be a part of your journey and seeing your journey develop and grow, even if they've not been there for the full time. Like with this sprout card, I feel like there is this kind of they've been able to see the things maybe ruminating under the surface for some time, like the roots that are growing. Maybe they've been a part of that, but like they've been able to share in especially the like you starting to show people who you truly are without any fear of what others are going to say or be. And with this child nature, we've got friendships with animals, communication with nature spirit. So maybe you have gone down a spiritual path, maybe you're asking for signs potentially as well. But there's also this, it's heavy earth too, but with this friendships with animals, and obviously I'm using this animal spirit oracle deck, I think this is friends with and this connectivity to other people more than just animals. Maybe you are in touch with animals too. We've got this dog and this horse, maybe they're relevant as well. And I'm seeing butterflies, so, and obviously we've got this rabbit here and lion obviously, but maybe those are one of your spiritual animals, or maybe it's just that you like I said, because I'm connecting people via these this animal spirit oracle, maybe you're just able to see other people for who they are, and then oh my gosh, I love this, their part and their role in the circle of life. Because obviously with this Lion card, there's all these links in my head going to Lion King and like the Hakuna Matata song, especially, like transforming and transcending and literally seeing you in different frames, like Hakuna Matata, Hakuna, like growing and becoming something different, but still yourself and still that playful energy that you've always had. But it's almost letting them see a side of yourself which maybe not everybody gets to see. And I think there's been this great curiosity, this great learning that you've had, and maybe you've been really open and honest about it. Maybe you've had times where you've needed to be on your own and with yourself and kind of rewriting maybe some kind of thought patterns or the conventions of what you thought you wanted or needed. And maybe with this Queen of Cups, maybe there were a lot of roles in your life that you had to fulfill, like with this great, like literally Simba running away from responsibilities, or feeling like he had to, in a way, in order to go and find themselves, to go and find their sense, their purpose, and come back on their own terms and do things in their own way. And I feel like this is what this person can see within you. So if you feel like you connect to Simba a lot, I would not be surprised. But it's like this, instead of ambling through all of your roles, it's taking the time to take stock of what it is that you want and fulfilling your own needs, filling your own cup up first, and actually finding and seeking what that emotional cup is. And I think this person is just truly blessed that, and I think with this Ace of Cups, that I wouldn't be surprised if this was a romantic connection or a crush, or if not a really deep friendship or family member. It just feels like they are constantly renewed by your presence. And it's like, because you filled your own cup up first, you're able to extend that to other people. And I feel like your people are your tribe. They are very, very important to you. And I think this person counts themselves in your inner circle. And I think is just bowled over by your energy and your compassion and your love, the love that you're able to give other people, the understanding you're able to have around others. And I think I'm hearing new opportunities as well. Maybe giving other people new opportunities, or maybe it's just the seeker within you, this get curiousness, this ability to have faith and take leaps and bounds that maybe other people aren't able to. And you're really not afraid to start over again and to reassess with this Fool card. Like, no matter what you've been through, no matter what ebbs and flows, hardships that you faced, you still see things with this curious eye of where am I going? And I think with the Knight of Pentacles, there is this kind of, if I put where it is that I'm going in that GPS, in that, like, that's my destination, it doesn't matter the road that I get there. Everything, it's not about the journey, it's and how you get there. It's like the end result is always going to be love for you and having the people that you love around. And with this 10 of Pentacles, again, there's this wealth, there's this family, there's these archives, these deep roots. And I feel like that's it. They're like in a circle, but they're like grounding. Maybe they're grounding for you, but they also feel like you are an anchor for them. And maybe that's why they're so proud. It's like, and I'm having this image of like two trees and like wrapping around themselves, like, and I think that's such a beautiful metaphor for relationships, no matter what kind of relationships, that you're still your own tree, you're finding your light of where you want to go, but you intertwine with people. It's like time and fate, like wrapping around, and finding this moment of togetherness and closeness, but still branching out and being true to yourself and seeing where you go. So I feel like this person with this Three of Pentacles as well sees you as a teammate and there for you as well. There's very much like the Friends vibe of I'll be there for you, giving each other the spotlight as well. And no matter what relationship it is, whether it's friendship, whether it's more, I think there's just this honesty and this openness. And I think they're just bowled over by your ability to change your focus, like reassess where you're going, and to always check in with yourself emotionally, and not faltering. Like, if someone doesn't understand you, if someone projects their fears and anxieties onto you, you're kind of like, I've got my boundaries set of what I allow other people to dictate within me. I know what fulfills me. I know what is true to myself and to my heart. And you're not afraid to be open and honest about that. I think if anyone asked you, you would be there. And I think you're one to really put your friends and family and your inner circle first, that you're almost like a provider, not only of emotional support, but of energy and resources when you can. You share that wealth and abundance that you find within your life with others. And there is this like such a giving quality to you, like a true queen or king, whoever you are, whatever you identify as. Anyone can be a queen, anyone can be a king, but yeah, I think you just command so much respect, and you set yourself up in a way where other people want to be around you and be with you because you're authentic. You can tell when people aren't being authentic in any situation, in any conversation, and I think you're not afraid. And the Fool heralds in new beginnings as well. And the Fool, obviously there's all these, I said this actually in pile 1 too, but the Fool, you know, people could be like, oh, the Fool, the jester, the trickster, that kind of thing. But actually in kind of Shakespeare tragedies, especially in comedies as well, but mainly in the tragedies, the Fool is actually one of the wisest characters. Kind of comes up with the like all through their witticism and their almost jokes, they're able to see and almost echo what's going to happen, see the downfall, see all those things. But there's this great kind of trusting energy, I would say, in the Fool, of being able to know other people, knowing the patterns of behavior, but also maybe it's this communication, maybe there's this psychic abilities maybe that you've tapped into, like I said, maybe that's spirituality, or maybe you just have this like this sixth sense, as it were, that you're able to know when people need you. It's like you can just pick up on those cues. Like maybe a lot of times, like someone will go to text you, but you've just sent them a text, and it's those weird coincidences like that. And I think you're always there, like with this man holding a coin, to offer support to anyone and everyone that matters to you whenever they need it. You're the person that they would call, like, if they had to move a dead body. Like, you are just there, like, switched on, ready to go. Where is it? What are we going to get done? I feel like they can do and say anything to you, and you're able to give them the advice that you know, in as much like depth as they need. And yeah, just an absolute gem. And I truly believe that they, with this sprout, like they don't see you as like a sapling, as someone that's like, you know, that's not like fully formed or anything. They just see how great and big your energy already is, and it's the expansion of where you're going to go, I think, that enthralls them and draws them even closer to you. I think they believe that you can be and do and have anything you want because your energy is so pure, so honest, but you're not afraid to be truthful in that and do the things that you need to get there, because you have this great understanding of what you need, and you're very heart-centered. So if you put your heart into something, you'll pour your effort into it, and you'll make it happen with that slow tenacity, that dedication, and that reassurance of your path. There's great like Taurus energy and the Knight of Pentacles there, like this studiousness, this, if I'm directing my sensational world in one way, this is where we're going. And like, I'm hearing stubborn, like stubbornness as well, like stubborn as a horse. I'm hearing like, if you're on your path, no one is knocking you off it. Like I said, doesn't matter where the GPS takes you, which turns you go around, like you almost welcome in challenges because they're experiences to help you grow and get in tune with yourself even more. You have this great intuition, I feel, and yeah, literally just a gem of a person is what I want to say. And I think, yeah, they're just so happy that they're in your team, and I think they just can't wait to see where you go and continue to grow. Yeah, I love this child nature as well. I feel like with this friendship with animals, like I already said, but this communication with nature spirits really interests me too. So maybe there's this kind of real connection to the natural world, maybe within this relationship. Maybe if you're in a relationship with this person, you own an animal together, or maybe if you've known each other since childhood, there's like a family dog or like cat or something like that. I don't know, but there might be a really strong connection here. Or maybe it's like a cartoon, like you watch Bugs Bunny together or Garfield or whatever. Maybe there's something that you call each other by like by names like Simba or whatever, like from a TV show or a film or thing. Like, you know, a lot of my friends call me Scrappy, like Scrappy Doo, because I'm scrappy. but like, I feel like there might be that kind of vibe here as well. That's just something I thought I'd throw in. So like, maybe there's a pet name here, or like, yeah, maybe you guys have like your own nicknames or your code names for one another that only the two of you share. Which may feel childish to do, but it's like, it's a tradition and you're not going to stop it. And that's, again, that uncompromising spirit of, we know who we are, we know what this relationship is. And yeah, I just think they think you're just swell. You're a swell, man. Like so swell. I love that word. Okay, I am now going to get some affirmators for you. And these are love and relationship advice things. So no matter what kind of relationship it is, we will tailor those too. So for pile 2 spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2? Let's get one more, please, spirit. Oh, we got 2 more. Okay, well, that's fine. We will do that. Okay. So firstly, we have wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? So I think with this wisdom card, I think I feel like within this relationship already, you have been able to grow and learn. And I think this person has been a support, and you inspire this person, and maybe this person inspires you in turn. Maybe it hasn't always been that. Maybe it's taken some work to get to this section. But also, I think with this wisdom card, I think it's also saying that we were saying about the self-transformation or the glow up that you've been on, and maybe how other people may be intimidated by that. I don't feel like this person is specifically that maybe you were asking about, but others may. And maybe there were people that were in your close inner circle and maybe just didn't get it or didn't understand what was happening. But there's no failure, and every relationship you learn something from. It's an invaluable lesson from spirit in order for you to gain wisdom, but also to understand yourself even more and the role you play in each relationship. And I was kind of saying about how you may amble through different relationships in your life and how you may be really giving to others as well. But sometimes you do need that give and take, and sometimes you need to take those lessons. And it's okay if something if the energy of a relationship comes to a halt or feels like it drips a bit, that's okay. It doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever, but the ability to kind of almost put your hands up and say, I don't know what to do about this. This is fine. I know who I am. I know I'm not going to compromise what I'm going to do. I'm going to let them come to me in their own time, that kind of thing. There's that maturity there, but also that there's that realization of some things we get cut off from, some relationships we get cut off from for a reason. And maybe at the moment they don't understand where you're going or who you are or why you changed. But that doesn't mean that they themselves won't change and they won't grow and they may reach out again. You know, you have friends from when you're younger who you're best friends and you're like, we're going to be best friends for life. And sometimes you do stay friends forever. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes that relationship changes, but that doesn't make that relationship any less. We've also got independence. I embrace total independence and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself and I have much more of me to give without needing pieces of me in return. A scientifically impossible expectation. So yes, I feel like there is this need to fill up and continue to. I already said this. I think this person sees how, you know, you are a very giving person and it's okay to take time for yourself, and this person would understand that too, because if you can't fill up yourself first, you can't extend that to others. And it's okay to take that rest. You can still be that shining beacon of the sun resting in the clouds for a while. Even the sun has to go behind the clouds for a little bit. It doesn't mean it's not shining. It doesn't mean it's not there. Like, the whole solar system is still going around and around, but sometimes it just needs that time. Even if we're a bit cold, whatever, on the earth, it's all okay, it's all cool, because there's that knowing that the sun is always going to be in the sky. This person is always going to be there, and that's you. That radiator is always going to be with you. It's just sometimes maybe you need to not give so much, not radiate so much towards someone. Like, just turn it down, let the clouds kind of wrap around you, give you a hug, take the time that you need, and then you're able to clear and be there again. And that's fine. You've got to be your own happiness. No one can be that for you. And you know what makes you truly happy and what it is that you need, and you've already discovered that for yourself. So don't feel guilty if you do take that time and you put that boundary up. I don't think it's necessarily within this relationship, but I think maybe in others it could be. Depth. As new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and go a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. So I really like this. I don't think I've ever read that card before, but there is this, obviously you've got your deep roots, the people, and I feel like this is someone, but there's always going to be those people that come into your sphere, the new people. And I feel like you're at this level now, certainly with your inner circle, where surface level, like, small talk chatter is just not something that you're into. And you're a complex human being as well. You've gone through a lot. You're weird and wonderful and all of those things. And I think in order for people to understand you, to get to that deeper layer, you obviously have to show yourself, your depth, and not be afraid of that. And I think that authenticity, maybe to some people, maybe they don't understand it, and sometimes you might have to peel back the layers. But again, if people aren't willing to peel back your layers too, to understand where you've gone, that's okay. You don't need to shout the loudest and, you know, make people cry like an onion would. You know, if people want to, I feel like there's this openness to be like, if people want to come and talk to me, peel back the layers, like I'm happy to share, I'm happy to be open, but don't feel like you're like banging your head against brick walls trying to get people to understand you or see how you've changed. Like, you just be you just be authentic to yourself, and people will come to you when they're ready to talk or when they want to go deeper. We've also got appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love, rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So I think this is, for me, love languages. And love languages, it can be romantic, but also I think in terms of friends, and people have different ones: physical touch, gifts, affirmations, like there's 5, I believe. And, you know, everyone will show it in a different way and extend their love. So just the way that you go around, and I think being the natural radiator you are, it may not always come back at you in that way. And maybe this person, maybe that's why you've asked about this person, they still see you for who you are. They still appreciate you. They may just show it slightly differently. And that's okay. I think as long as there's that respect there and the energy, like words and thoughts can all lie, actions can as well, energy doesn't. And people do show their love differently. So the love and that energy coming towards you, even if it's not packaged in exactly the way that you wanted it to be, that's our expectation that we're putting onto someone else to fit into us, to understand us and everything. And some people just won't and don't, or they express it in themselves, and that's all being authentic to them as well as you being authentic to you by not compromising how you do it as well. So my glorious friends of pile 2, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I really hope it resonated with you. If you'd like to see me again, I would love to see you there. So please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I am sending so much love. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 3. So if you picked the rose quartz elephant, then this reading is going to be for you. So I've already shuffled your oracle cards, but we're going to shuffle your tarot on camera. So I will get that now. So whilst I'm shuffling, please do hold the person in your mind. And like I said at the beginning, if you skipped through, we are not going to attach a kind of theme to this reading. So this person can be anybody to you: friend, family, crush, romantic partner, sister, brother, lover, teacher, priest, I don't know. Anybody, literally anybody. So just hold them in your mind whilst I'm shuffling. Let's just break that. I just felt like an extra need for a shuffle there. I don't know why. So there we go. One more shuffle and we'll get going. So Spirit, for pile 3, what does their person, oh wow, think of them? I was just trying to pull that one that turned over. I saw that 10 of swords, but that sun also turned. So Spirit, what does this person think of pile 3? We have got the 9 of Pentacles, we have got the Knight of Cups, and we've also got the 2 of Swords 2. And then on the back, we also have the Page of Wands as well. Okay, and in terms of oracles, we have got Rebel. Challenges authority to effect social change. Rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. we have success, we have attachment, we have the crow, and we also have hydrate. Give yourself the nourishment your body needs. Unconditional love starts with you. Only then can you copiously extend it to others around you. Health, recover, and nurture. So, where to start? Firstly, I want to talk about, there's quite a lot of signs here, but I feel like firstly I want to talk about Crow and the Knight of Cups, and also the Page of Wands to an extent, but because it was on the back of the deck, I feel like this is much more energy. Whereas these might be your signs, if there are any signs involved. So with this person, they could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or you could have those placements. It may be flip-flopped. The crow as well, it could be Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. And with the crow, I want to talk about Aquarius first, because I just heard. So for my flatmate, for her birthday, she's Aquarius, I got them a kind of a print for an Aquarius. It's called Aquarius Woman Print. This brilliant company called Sunday Valentine. They do these really cute, sorry to plug, these really cute posters, and on it said winds of change, a cosmic rebel. And my one's a Leo one, so mine's like it's not Raging Ball of Fire, but it's something along those lines. And she's got that set in her phone as me, and I've got a cosmic rebel, like Winds of Change, a cosmic rebel. So I just thought that was super funny, because obviously we've got this rebel card here as well, and for me that just came to mind. So I feel like this person may feel like you're a bit like a cosmic rebel, or you just allow the winds of change to really move through you at this time, because I see a lot of change and transformation. And obviously we're constantly changing, constantly evolving, but I think this transformation has been maybe quite at the center of your relationship, or they can just really see it, and maybe not a lot of people have seen maybe the subtleties that have come about, and I feel like it could be even spiritual for you in some way. This crow is very much linked to spirituality and also the supernatural and witches, but there's also the gifts of like psychic abilities, of being able to see the past, the present, and also the future, the three realities. And it's a really potent energy that can be tapped into when there's clarity of mind and when there's this clearness and this rigidity. But I feel like even if you don't connect with that and like the spiritual in that way, and maybe you don't do it yourself, maybe you're just open to it, which is hence why maybe you're at this tarot reading. But I feel like there came to a point with this Ten of Swords where, and obviously we've got these crows in this Two of Swords as well that I want to talk about. It's almost like you came to a crossroads with the past, and this kind of fork at the road where you had the ability to pick something new, pick a new future, or you came to a stop, a hard end stop with this situation that and maybe it was like a thought situation, maybe it was to do with this relationship as well, or maybe it was just a greater thing outside of it. But it feels like you came to a hard stop, and it was almost like a rock bottom moment where fears, anxiety, words, thoughts, everything just got on top of you, and it felt like there was almost this melodrama about the whole thing. Like you couldn't see a way out of it, like the tunnel just felt super dark, like super long ahead, and you had to decide. And this is this Two of Swords, like there's this crossroads kind of etched in. You had to decide whether you were going to allow yourself to continue to be in that space, or whether you were going to see it as, this was a rock bottom, I am now going to change and fork a new path and be something different and create something new. And that was a completely independent activity. Well, that's not even an activity, sorry. That was a completely independent move that you had to make. And become and be and truly believe. Because in order to take those swords away, those fears, those anxieties, you had to almost call them out and identify them. And that takes a lot of healing and need for hydration to give yourself the nourishment that you need, and to give yourself that unconditional love. And maybe you weren't able to to give as much. Maybe you had to focus more attention in on yourself. But I think with this Ten of Swords, maybe you had to walk away from energy for a time, or maybe you had to almost go into a bit of a hermit mode for some people, maybe, where you had to kind of take yourself away from social constructs like the rest of society and just be with yourself. I feel like maybe you did a lot of meditation potentially, or just quietness within yourself, maybe journaling, or whatever way that you tap into your intuition. And this is, like I said, a solo task to do, solo journey. And I think this person can see and maybe understand how you have now detached from maybe a mask that you were wearing before. Because maybe what you were doing before, maybe you felt like you were in it, but actually now looking back, maybe with this hindsight, you realize that maybe there was a lot of confusion and maybe quite a lot of darkness now where there is light. Maybe you've drawn your attention to the places that needed to, and found this relationship to your intuition. And with this Page of Wands, this you're almost more faithful to your spark and to your own authenticity, and now you're unapologetically you. There was always that within you. It's not like you've done a full social like personality transplant sort of thing, but it's just that you are not, it's like you've cut the bull with yourself now. It's like, I'm not going to be chained to other people's expectations or what they want. Actually, I'm going to be a bit of a rebel and change and reject anything that doesn't serve me anymore. And that's in order to find success. And I feel like you have reach that success within and for yourself, and I think you know and feel that you are better for it, and this person can see that. And maybe they were something that you had to detach from. Maybe there might have been, even with this Knight of Cups, I sometimes call it, especially with this tarot deck, kind of the Romeo of the tarot. Maybe there were romantic feelings within this connection, or maybe this person has made romantic gestures towards you, or you them, or something. But there's also this Cupid messenger with these, like, on the converse there's like these little wings, but also Hermes obviously is the god of messengers in terms of Greek mythology, but I'm thinking Cupid as well. But maybe in some way there's this almost this white knight as well, because of the white horse, but there's this maybe emotional kind of maybe direction towards you, maybe that this person wants to extend or has extended already. Maybe there's this, with this letter down here, maybe there's this news coming in, or maybe they've just or maybe this is just you inviting yourself to take that time for yourself and hydrate and recover and find that health within yourself and nurture that within you, maybe nurture that unconditional love. So if it's not that kind of relationship, don't worry, it doesn't have to mean that. And maybe they haven't made those overtures towards you, but I feel like they can see that you are in your independence and that you are an independent person, and you are accountable for your happiness, and you are taking that as your responsibility, as everybody should. But I think you are now, fully within your plentiful kind of luxury of, look at everything that I've done and I've created through my own actions. And I think you are almost completely one with yourself and the natural world and nature. And maybe you didn't foresee this is where you were going to go with this crow, but I think you have this clarity and this strength of your mind and of your worth, and that radiates out to people, because when you fill yourself up and you're able to extend and you're able to be that glorious sun. And I think they are there is this gravitational pull towards you, their thoughts do go to you, and I think they are just bowled over by your energy, of your ability to just trust your intuition and not allow yourself to get thrown into your head. Or if you do have those moments, it's no, I'm picking me, I'm picking what I know to be true within myself and what it is that I want. And you're able to detach from like the illusion. And I'm seeing that Devil card, and the power of the devil is in illusion. And it's like, you're not going to be corrupted by other people's dreams and desires, their ambitions, whatever they go for, whatever they're chasing, money, sex, politics, whatever it is. Like, you're able to be like, no, I've got my own system of what I do. And with this kind of reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, that can be, you know, spiritual systems as well. Like, you've got your own practice, you know what works for you, and you've taken that time to discover, and you found great success from being you and being unapologetically you and following that spark, even if it is just a spark, and fanning it. That's the most important thing. I've also just seen these two fishes on this cup here. So I'm hearing Pisces. Maybe Pisces is within this person's chart, like I said, with the Knight of Cups, or maybe your Pisces or whatever. But Pisces is also the kind of end of the zodiac before we then go back into Aries energy. So I kind of like that next to the Page of Wands, which is that fire energy. So it's almost like that close of a cycle. We never really come to a full end, obviously, until the change of consciousness at the end of our lives, until that physical death card. But there is this, we are always going through ebbs and flows, beginnings and endings, and change is always coming at us and how we react to it. And I think you have that ability. Maybe there feels like there's that almost supernatural element to you of taking the right moves for you, things that other people may not be able to see. But also I think there's this flight away from the thinking of others now, that maybe once you hit that rock bottom, you've got that clarity for yourself, but you know when you're edging into that energy space again, and you're like, no, I'm going to choose something else, because it really is that decision, whether you stay in the past or you move forward into the future. Those are really the two options, and you are the only one that can do that for yourself. And I think this person is inspired by that energy, and like I said with that Sun card, you radiating that almost childlike joy to explore, to almost feel like the earth beneath your feet and your earth, what world you're creating for yourself, and just to have fun is what I'm seeing, like to get curious. And I think that's almost what like this Sun and this Ten of Swords person look quite similar to me in a way, in the way that they're dressed and everything. And I think it's okay for you to walk away from things that no longer feel like home to you or no longer suit you. And that's just understanding yourself and understanding that you can't feel trapped in a box, that you've got to be, you're uncompromising in your values. And that can scare and intimidate some people, but it will draw the right people to you. And I think this person can see the great success that you've had, and maybe there's things within them that they need to move on from, and they need to like pick things themselves. But you're not one to like bear people down with it. Like, you're a rebel for your own cause. Like, you're going to do the things that you need to do for you. You're not going to force anybody else to do that. You just see feelingly forward. And I think that's the thing. You're just always reaching out for something new. And maybe this person is quite intimidated by that, maybe wants to know more, but also maybe that wants to have this closeness, or I just heard wants to be maybe good enough to be in your sphere, and hopes maybe that they are still within an ecosystem where you can have a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is, but they know that you don't need them, if you know what I mean. And like, you don't need anything from anyone. Like, you find that within yourself, but maybe they hope that they do provide you with like time to hydrate and nourishment, and that they do want to extend that love to you, whatever kind of love that is. But yeah, I think they don't want to chain you down as well. I'm hearing Don't Bring Me Down, the song by Electric Light Orchestra as well. ELO. And and that's also hello. But maybe there's that thing, that almost reintroduction. Maybe if there's been a period of separation, or maybe just due to circumstances you guys have not seen each other physically, or contact has been really sparse, maybe it's almost having that like hello moment, like, oh, I'm still here, I'm still around, I'm still thinking about you. Maybe you're not sure that energy is something that they're interested in, or maybe you're just super focused on where you're going and the success that you see. Maybe they don't think that you've got an eye on them in a way as well, because all of these images of people are kind of looking towards something apart from this almost Romeo of the tarot. So maybe they just think you're so focused on your path and where you're going. They don't want to deter you, but also they don't want to attach you to things that maybe you've outgrown and you've maybe changed away from, if they themselves don't feel like they've changed. But everybody changes, everybody's evolving, everybody's learning every single day, every single experience and situation. And just as you have, people have the opportunity to make massive changes, and maybe this person doesn't have their crystal ball, sort of thing, doesn't know how you're gonna react to it, sort of thing, if they did reach out potentially, or whether that's even something that you want from them. So I'm going to get some affirmators. These are love and relationship affirmators. So whether this is love or whether it's, you know, platonic or familial or friendship, no matter what it is, we will get some cards. This is advice for you, and it may be relating directly to this relationship or just other relationships as well. So Spirit, what does pile 3 need to hear? What messages do you have for pile 3? What messages? Okay. So, firstly, we have depth. As new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and go a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. So I feel like this is representative for me of the changes that we were spoken about. We spoke about them and we are speaking about them. And I feel like it's that you have changed a lot, and you have found new depths within yourself and found this new honesty and vulnerability, and there's this new complexity to you as you grow and you learn, and everybody is doing that. And I think no matter what you're dressed up as, no matter what people know you as, some people, like, you've got to let people in as well, and this person as well has gone through those changes. So, you know, you in order to get to someone's depth of character, maybe there's this like, I hate this surface level stuff sort of thing. And I don't, like, with this like almost dating thing that was going on over here, like, in order to truly understand, you might have an idea of who this person is, but until you peel back those layers, they're not gonna be able to share and be more honest and authentic, and you in return as well, I feel. But also with the new people that are coming in as well, if this person is an old person, or maybe this person is a new person that you've told briefly about everything that's going on, but maybe not gone in depth, you know, you are where you're going in so many parts, and your journey before that past that you've stepped away from, like from that crossroads, that still gives people a great indication of who you are as well, not only where you're going. So yeah, that depth, there was something else I wanted to say about that depth card, but I can't remember what, but if it comes back, I will say it. We've got pleasure as well. I give myself permission to feel pleasure, and I let that pleasure rush into my life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. Then I realise that pleasure has been waiting at my door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors because loud noises aren't super pleasant. So I feel like with this 9 of Pentacles, there is that pleasure in the Nine of Pentacles, of the luxury that you have created for yourself and the abundance that you have allowed to rush into your life. All the work that you have put in has come out in the spades, and it's okay for you to luxuriate in that. And you don't need to, if this person, if you're not ready for a connection or ready to open the door to something that was or anything, it's okay to just luxuriate in the moment of where you are at this present time. And also, like, yeah, your relationships with people don't need to look the same as they do everywhere else. So that may only be for a couple of people, that particular message of like, you set the terms for what makes you happy and what fills you up and what hydrates you. And only when you give that unconditional love for yourself that you fully feel like it aligns, and you've had this so much alignment and balancing within yourself, I feel, and you've gained all of this success, that you're allowed to be independent in that. And you're allowed to, if you want to be an onion and not share much of yourself, you're allowed to be like that. But if you want it to transcend further, then you are going to have to peel back the layers, if you know what I mean. I feel like the people who needed that know that, hopefully. And we've got rest. I take a step away from my stress, and then a deep breath, and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to, and then we can't, and it doesn't, but I did, so I wasn't. Ugh, good night. So I feel like with this one, and that's kind of going back into where we were, it's okay to take the rest. It's okay to take the time, even if you are in a better space. Maybe you still need nourishment. Maybe you are still working on this journey. Maybe this person feels like you're done. Self-transformation, that journey, that spiritual journey, never ends. We are constantly evolving, constantly growing. And time as well, in terms of like the universe and spirit, doesn't work in the same way. And, you know, the timing for you may not be right, and that's okay. If it's for this person, that's fine, but you take all the rest you need to sort your thoughts, to get yourself to the best version that you are. Maybe there's still things that you want to detach from or you want to attach to, and that's okay. Sometimes you're allowed to explore, because you are responsible for your happiness, and no one person is going to, you know, no one can give you parts of yourself. You have got to do that for yourself. Saying yourself a lot, but it's okay to take that nap. It's okay to be with yourself and to shut off and to go into hermit mode. I did say hermit earlier, and when you do, you know, take yourself away from the bright lights, as it were, the blinding lights of social conventions and society, and you go within yourself, almost that darkness, but to that lantern within, that intuition, that authenticity, that light, and you fan it, you become a great beacon for like-minded people, but also the divine. And it's okay to access that authenticity away from people, because that is a private spiritual journey. And like I said, it's all your experiences, and it's you alone that goes on that. So it's okay to be in hermit mode if you want to be in hermit mode, but you know the things that you need to do when you wake up, if you do want to go deeper with people and you do want to connect in a different way. But like, it's okay to have a nap as well and take the time that you need. Don't feel pressure if someone wants to move quicker or extend something to you and you're not ready, and potentially this person has. Like, there's always shadow aspects of ourselves, shadow work, maybe that's what you're doing at the moment, that we need to improve upon, and you know, we take our own time doing that, dealing with those unconscious things on that level, delving that deeply. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, but also we have to unconditionally love ourselves to go that deep within and to face that darkness, to face demons, as it were. And yeah, so take all the time you need with that. So my glorious friends of pile 3, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys today. I hope it resonated with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you'd like to see me again, I'd love to see you there. Please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I am sending so much love. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 4. So if you picked the pyrite crystal, then this reading is going to be for you. So let's firstly shuffle your tarot on camera. I've already got your oracle cards selected, shuffled, so we will do this for you. And if you skipped the intro, hello and welcome. So I'm not attaching like a theme per se to this reading, so it can be like work related, it could be a colleague, it could be a romantic situation, it could be friends, it could be family. I'm going to read for all the energy that I see on the table. So whilst I'm shuffling, please just hold that person in your mind, whoever they are, whatever relationship you've had with them up until this moment. So let's get going. So for pile 4, Spirit, what does their person think of them? So we have firstly got 8 of Pentacles. We have got the Ace of Swords. We have got the 7 of Swords as well. Can I get clarity over the 7 of Swords, please, Spirit? Okay, 5 of Wands. Great. Oh, we've got the 4 of Cups. And one more, please, Spirit. So what does this person think of pile 4? What do they think? We've got the King of Pentacles, and on the back of the deck, we've also got the Chariot too. So in terms of oracle cards, we have firstly got Athlete, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. We have Consciousness. We have Yin Yang, Yang man. It's sorry, that was my I went Ying and I was like, no, it's Yin Yang. I'm sorry, I'm not being clear and concise. So Yin Yang, Wolf. And we've also got Trepidation, push through the shadows, unclear, fear and darkness. So firstly, we are getting a lot of earth signs coming through, or earth placements maybe potentially coming through. So you may have heavy earth, so Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo within your chart, maybe in your big 3. If it's not, do not worry. There are it just might be a nice confirmation. I'm so sorry, I'm getting these tongue twisters in my words, and it's because I've got a specific song in my head that I really want to talk about, but I want to kind of set this up in the right way. But the first song that I'm hearing is Surface Pressure from Encanto, and it's getting me excited because I love that film so much. But it's sung by Louisa, like the middle child in this set of 3, Isabella, Louisa, and also Mirabelle. And Louisa is this, in Disney, it's like the first like strong, like, you know, I think they describe Louisa as like the brawn at one point, the beauty and the brawn, but like the strength. And I think that's purely what this person sees you as, is like this pillar of strength for them, this dependable, loyal, and kind of laser focused on the pack as well with this wolf energy. We've got 2 sets of wolves, so maybe there's this bit of a lone wolf energy of maybe you hold so much and maybe a lot of pressure is put onto you by other people, or maybe you just take on more than your load, and you're someone that people are able to depend on, whether that's financially, whether that's just in resources and energy. I think they see you as this almost, there's this father energy here, fatherhood. You may not be a father, or, you know, or have any children or anything like that, but I think you're just someone that is caring and dependable and extends to others first and puts other people almost first. You've got this bullish tenacity. And I think with this athlete, it's I think with the transcending physical limits and including handicaps, like any challenges that come your way, anything that feels like physically without of reach, you're pushing through. You are constantly building yourself up. And with training, with being an athlete, like the progress, it is sometimes slow. You have to build yourself up towards it. You have to, you know, it's not like one day you start lifting and then, you know, you're like, you know, bodyweight champion or whatever. Like, it takes years. It's a practice skill. And I think you are someone who has that willpower, that courageousness to improving yourself, but improving on how you can provide to people is what I'm hearing. And I think for this person, they see how hard you work, and like every single hour you put in, it is to becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. And maybe you wear yourself quite thinly. Maybe being such a giving person and radiating your energy out, maybe you become laser focused on work sometimes, or on being that for other people, that support, that maybe you lose yourself sometimes within those roles. But I think this person sees that no matter what fear and anxiety that may come up around you, no matter what shadows, and maybe they are quite fearful that maybe sometimes they can see maybe people manipulating you, or people putting their wills and desires onto you potentially. Maybe they can see that from the outside, this person, or maybe that's just their own neuroses, their own feelings and their fears and anxieties, that people will take advantage of you. Or maybe I think this person worries for you a lot as well, like maybe worries that your nature, your true nature, that they can almost see that you take on so much, and they want you to take for yourself. I think they would encourage that. And I think with this yin yang energy here, there is this duality and this need, like for the yin energy, this passive active, and also for the yang, this kind of intuitive logical, like it's like for yang, it's the active and the logical, like, you know, acting out in the world. But also with this yin, it's that passive and intuitive. And I think maybe that duality there is almost, maybe you're kind of like a mirror towards one another, or maybe you feed off of that energy. Maybe within your relationship, you're able to bounce between those things. So one person can go through that, internalize that intuitive knowing of themselves, and the other person can be that yang, that active, and then almost swapping sort of thing. But there's this kind of balance. So maybe they see you as this, if you're not that dependable on one another, maybe they see you as this kind of this coming, like I'm hearing conscientious as well, but this kind of finding your alignment, as it were, and finding that mind, body, spirit connection. Because I think in your body, like we've already spoken about with that athlete, I feel like you almost take on so much, and maybe it's opening your mind, and maybe this is what this person wants for you in that mind, body, spirit exploration, because there's this great sense of spirit with this yin yang, this kind of magician and high priestess is almost what I'm seeing. Like they see you as this powerful being that is capable of pushing past. And with this chariot, that the chariot is a symbol of your willpower, your courage, and your determination. And it's like this chariot is never going to stop moving, and you need that balance, that yin and yang energy, that yin, that willpower and that courageousness from within, in order to take action. And it's like when those blocks are free of you, you can be and do and have anything that you want, and that chariot is never going to stop. There's this, maybe the glass ceiling that you set for yourself, this person wants you to expand and see beyond that with that Ace of Swords. Like maybe you're discovering a new way of thinking about yourself, or just expanding your horizons, as it were, seeing how high you can climb. Like, this is almost like a staircase here. But and it's not this like disillusionment with where you are. It's just they almost, I think, want to offer you a way of seeing things in a different way. Like, I think because you care for so many people, this person maybe wants to help do the same for you. And whether you let them is another thing, whether you take their advice, because you obviously have this strength of yourself, like, you know what you need in a lot of ways, but maybe you find it quite hard to rely on other people. And with this wolf energy as well, like, there might be this feeling that everyone expresses themselves in a different way, expresses their love in a different way, but also expresses their care and their growth, and people grow in different ways. And maybe they see how much you take on, and they almost want to offer you opportunities where you emotionally can be filled up by other people. And it's not about like, and I think you are a glass half full kind of person, and they see you as that. It's not like looking at what you don't have and expecting what you do. They want you to expect more, I think, from people in situations, and to help through. Because with this Seven of Swords, it can be indicative of like secrets and manipulation potentially, or things under the surface. And with this Five of Wands clarifying it, it can kind of be the opposing wills and desires of other people, or just your external circumstances, feeling like there's some chaos or conflict around. And maybe that's where the trepidation, that's the fear, the darkness, the unclear energy is coming from. And actually your internal is a reflection of your external. So maybe this person can see that maybe a lot of the barriers that come up are because of almost the chaos within yourself, because almost you don't allow people to share the burden and share the load. And I think they want you to almost realize that there are emotions that you can share with others, and I think this person does want to be a support there for you. And just because maybe, like with this wolf, maybe just because they can be in your pack, they can be in your tribe, and you can be the leader, but sometimes you can allow people to care for you as well. And I just think they think you can do and have whatever you want. And I think they believe in you maybe a lot more than you believe in yourself. Maybe because of this role of the provider, in whichever way that you have to, you almost lose sight of what it is that you want sometimes. Or maybe you feel like there's this feeling that it's not your time yet. You have to serve other people, you have to do other things, but that might be just in your own mind. And actually I think this person is like, no, what you want, do it now. And so maybe with that yin yang, maybe they're almost the reflection for you of what you know you need internally, but they vocalize it. It's like that intuitive knowing between two people. I feel like with that consciousness, like your higher consciousnesses almost talk to each other, and you're able to be, maybe this person is almost completely different to you in a lot of ways, but as in how you live in your external, but you're able to be a mirror for one another of maybe what you need to take, how you might need to be a bit more like them and they like you. There's almost that balance there. And I think as well, they see you as maybe I'm hearing like a light for them, a beacon for them, and almost an example in a lot of ways. And maybe you've helped them push through their own fears, or things that still make them quite fearful. And those experiences may not be the same as you. So maybe sometimes you get quite frustrated with that, or with their like neuroses, their thoughts worrying them. And you're always the one to give them new insights, to almost keep them level-headed, to keep them anchored potentially. I feel like there's this yang energy about you, like this action, this decisiveness, this like logical, and almost there maybe more yin. So it could be masculine, feminine energy in that way, the yin being more feminine, that intuitive kind of spirituality that's kind of internal, and maybe that yang, that more masculine energy of creating action, and that logical, that decisiveness. But like I said, there's in that circle, in that yin and yang, everyone has both. Everyone has that energy, and it's maybe tapping in, and maybe that's where that mirror is, kind of within that. But I feel like any task at hand, you are able to, any challenge that comes up, it's like you are there, you are ready, you are prepared. Even if you don't know how you're going to tackle it, you will find a way to. And I think this person is just in awe of that, in awe of the way that you handle situations. And I think they think that you just don't give yourself enough credit for all the work that you've done and how prudent and diligent you really, really are. And maybe the kind of fruits of your labor haven't fully come about. Maybe they are coming into fruition, but I think it's almost closer than you think. Or maybe you're already almost living it, but maybe you've got caught up in the cycle of doing and working, that maybe it's like you haven't realized it for yourself. You haven't realized your power. And I think this person is almost trying to knock on that door and kind of say, look at you, like, look how much you give to others. Look at that side of yourself. And maybe this kind of that kind of energy of other people's wills and desires coming at you, and worrying what other people are thinking, or feeling like there's like manipulation or secrets or stuff like that, is mainly through your own things, through that pressure building on you, sort of thing, maybe like a pressure cooker. And maybe this person helps you kind of like help diffuse that in some way, or maybe they want to be more like that. I feel like this relationship is like, I feel like it's someone, I'm also hearing Atlas like holding the world on the shoulders with that athlete card, too, like in Greek mythology. I can't remember where I was going. Oh yeah, this person, I feel like with this wolf pack, I feel like within the tribe, so there's this closeness here, and maybe you're able to have these fierce debates, or have this fierceness of conversation as well, and I can see the Six of Swords underneath as well, of helping each other sail, and being that person to open windows of opportunities, and helping each other sail out of those stormy seas when you get like that. Like being able, I think you are able to diffuse each other in a lot of ways, like maybe because it's different, maybe it's just seeing things from a new perspective, handing each other new ways to think about the situation. And I think I'm literally hearing in that Surface Pressure song, if you've not seen it, just watch the music video for it. Or like just watch a whole Encanto, because it's amazing. But there's this part where it kind of strips back, and I suppose you'd call it like the bridge probably, when it's like, but wait, and Louisa has this moment where like they're floating and they're freer, and it's literally just Mirabelle and Louisa holding hands as they're like unicorns going around and stuff, and it's just this this peace. So like no matter what chaos is going around, or the surface pressure, like the pressure of the environment that you're in or the situation, you're able to almost look at each other and provide that emotional opportunity, that emotional support. Maybe even when you're not physically there, it's like you're able to just understand what that other person needs. And that's fine to be boldly different and stand boldly different apart. That makes you kind of almost stronger as a partnership, as a team, in whatever relationship this is. And I feel like it's one of those things where I'm kind of dotting around here, but it's not because, it's because all these threads, it's almost like, I just heard past life, and I think with this consciousness as well, it may feel like this is a past life connection for some people, and maybe it's the universe's way of handing you someone to learn and grow from, like on a soul level. But like there's almost these different threads, like the threads of fate is what I want to say, like that time obviously being linear sort of thing, and the fate kind of dotting around, and it's almost like you guys finding each other sort of thing, like finding each other when you need to physically now, but also almost in past lives too, is what I'm hearing. And I think you're there for each other's mental expansion in order to broaden your mind and open yourself up to new things, and maybe challenge unconscious behavior and fear, and to push through those shadows. It's like lightning bolts through the darkness, and that can be quite unnerving, I think, when someone sees you, or is and maybe is able to see you, or when you feel like you've got that person that opens windows and doors almost within yourself that you didn't realize were even closed potentially. So yes, but I do feel like that doesn't mean that it's, and I think that's the thing, that doesn't mean, for soul growth, that doesn't mean it's a pretty like connection. Sometimes maybe it's messy, maybe like fears and anxieties, words scream and the intuition whispers. So maybe sometimes it's quite hard, but it feels like when you're pulled in together, and when you do have that locked eyes sort of thing, of that force of togetherness, it's almost like that unstoppable, like you're able to help each other grow in such a way and nurture so much. I want to get some affirmator cards here, some advice for whatever kind of relationship this is. I'm sorry that felt a little bit scatty, but I feel like it's because there was just so much there, and I don't know if you guys have known each other for so long, and like there's that maybe there is even a father figure in some way, or like just a strong mask presence in your life. Maybe someone that gives you advice has always been that dependable, like it literally in the song I'm hearing, give it to your sister's older. So maybe it's even just someone who's older than you, or just who is maybe like more mature, or seen, or I don't think that's right at all, sorry, but like just someone who as almost as soon as you saw them, it was like, yeah, that person is almost the opposite of me, but yeah, there's that, just I think there's just that rare connection there, that like that you have with people, like almost old souls. Maybe you're both known as old souls in a way, but when someone can almost see through you, is what I'm hearing. But maybe they get you to open up a lot as well. Oh, we got two there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, receiving. So yeah, I think I was saying you being a giver in so many ways, and maybe this person is like, you need to receive more. There should be give and take in relationships, and maybe this person badgers you for that way. So receiving, I open up and I allow myself to receive love in all ways from all directions. It may seem scary, but it's better than receiving audits, bed bugs, or hate mail. I receive love and it feels so good that I decide to receive it some more, and then some more, and maybe just a wee bit more. So give and take in relationships, and I feel like this person has a lot to give to you and you have a lot to give to them, and in each relationship there should be that healthy give and take, and whether that's, you know, resources, energy, love, whatever it is, people show and express that in different ways, but you should expect that in all. And I think this is what this person is almost saying, like with that surface pressure, that is almost Mirabelle's message to Louisa, is to be like, take some time for yourself. Like, you can't carry the weight of the world, like that Atlas figure, on your shoulders, because you're gonna break. And I think almost their fear is almost what they put onto you, maybe because they've been through that cycle before and they've learned that and they've broken that for themselves. Doesn't mean that there's not things that they still need to work on in that arena sort of thing, but they may have gone through that unconscious change, and so maybe they can identify that within you. They know that you need to do that work, but there is that receiving, and it's okay to receive something from other people. I feel like even if you're focused on what you're doing, your work and your emotional needs and where you are, like, they are always going to extend that to you. I feel like this person wants you to know that. And this could even be for some people. I just heard for one, it may be someone that maybe has even transcended our realm, as it were. So maybe, like I was saying, that threads of fate, but maybe this is someone that you're spiritually connected to, maybe an ancestor, someone that maybe passed away that you knew, or maybe you never knew, that maybe always has that hand extended to you, almost like a spirit guide in some way, and can see how much you're taking off, and maybe send you messages. Maybe they have a sign, maybe you have a sign for them in some way, and they're always there, and I think wanting to help you in some way, and maybe opening up windows and doors for you, and maybe can see all these things happening. But that may not be for everyone. That may be for some people if you've asked for that. We've got surrender. Hear ye, hear ye. You are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thought patterns that are getting in your way. Surrender any ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance, or which make your dream relationship seem like an impossibility. The mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are forthwith officially and undoubtedly declared for the birds. So I think for the birds, the Seven of Swords is so interesting here. So whatever other people are doing, their fears and their anxieties, like, those limiting beliefs, those fears that maybe other people project onto yourself, but also those patterns of behavior that you believe you have to keep doing, almost like going into what was I gonna just say, almost going into survival mode, almost, with how you are. Like, I think this person wants you to transcend that and surrender some of the things, maybe that grip on old thought patterns, because the wolf can be quite rigid in their thought patterns of maybe what they need to be, how they're defined, but also how the pack differs. There's literally this bit in it, as I was reading before, about the wolf, you know, maybe not understanding when members of the pack and the tribe kind of break away and don't follow suit. That can be quite difficult, but everybody is different, and maybe this person has that freeness that you need to surrender to a bit more. But with that dream relationship seem like an impossibility. Like, I think there's that, no matter where this relationship is, the circumstances of it, that energy doesn't change. And I think that's the thing. The fears and the anxieties around it can take hold sometimes, but if you surrender those and just read the energy of it, that give and take back, that's all you need. And I think those limiting beliefs about yourself, if you have that negative self-talk, maybe this person pulls you up on it a lot, like they're doing it for a reason. And I think you do that probably for them too. And it's like you almost need to both take a taste of your own medicine, as it were. We've got acceptance as well. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? So there's that uniqueness of everybody, that weird, wonderful nature that everybody has. And I think it's letting go of what the perfect relationship is, or what the perfect partner is, or the sister, or whoever it is, whatever this person is to you. It's not a Disney fairy tale. I know I've been talking about Encanto a lot. We love it, but you know, there is that messiness, there is those complications in relationships, and I mean, that's what I think Encanto shows us anyway. I'm so sorry I keep going on about it, but it's such a good film. So please do watch it. I am plugging it. And I think it's that thing of everybody has their strengths, everybody has their gifts and their talents, and that makes up their own. And that everybody has their own shadows, the things that they have to push past, the things that they've had to learn and adapt and grow from. And everybody can be delicate, and there's things that everybody's learning. And we should read everybody off the energy that they give us. Again, no one's a clear cut snowflake, as it were. Like, everybody is unique and different, and instead of expecting somebody to be something or to do something necessarily, maybe in relationships in the past, or connections in the past, or their behavior even in the past may have been a certain way, but people change, people grow just as you have. Don't expect them to be different. But also, everybody gives and receives in different ways, everybody loves in different ways, and it's accepting that as well, that everyone is that unique. And it's okay to balance yourself out in that way. And sometimes people are that mirror. Sometimes it's a mirror of exactly the behavior that you're doing that you want to avoid, or sometimes it's a mirror of behavior that you might need to emulate, of things that you can take from others and you in turn can give to others, like challenging each other in that way. So yeah, there's this beautiful balance here within this relationship, and I feel like it is certainly, I mean, everybody comes into your life for a reason, for you to grow and for you to learn. But I feel like this person, especially for you, is almost that mirror, that person who almost gives you that hard look at yourself, and maybe brings up a lot of the things that you maybe need to work on. But no matter how long this relationship has been or will be, it's almost surrendering to that ride of and allowing the lesson to kind of pour in, because I feel like there is a lot, it's heavily charged here. So my glorious friends of pile 4, I'm going to leave that reading there for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I loved reading your cards. If you'd like to see me again, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.